Hello, nerds! Thank you for joining me here on Nerd News Clips. This is the second channel. This is the place for all of the short-form content as well as the individual sections and just generally speaking smaller things. If you are into the longer form content, youtube.com/generallynerdy is the place to go see that. With that out of the way, let's get into this. TV streaming, notoriously the biggest section of the show, and this episode, not necessarily the case, about the same size as movies, but we'll probably spend a lot more time here because we have an amazing Alien update. But we got to start in follow-ups and corrections. First up, follow-up is Penguin. We have a follow-up here. Colin Farrell starring series has been confirmed that it is actually going to be hitting HBO Max in light of all of the crazy that's been going on with HBO Max recently, not the least of which being, you know, all of the layoffs and the cancellation of Batgirl and X, Y, and Z. All of the things that you've been hearing are legitimately happening. Zaslav going a little crazy. Though, the one thing that I do want to put to rest right now is we covered this in the live episode, and I don't think I outlined it explicitly, but it does seem that the rumors that HBO Max and Discovery Plus will be merging are baseless, because Zaslav said in the quarter two sales call, or the investors call, that those are going to be two separate entities. They're going to get their own time to shine, effectively. I'm very much paraphrasing, but he made no bones about the fact that they're going to be two separate things. Never once mentioned the merging of the two. So yeah, there's no reason to believe at this point, at least, that that is going to happen, though there is a significant amount of cuts happening over at HBO Max. So kind of just be grateful for everything we get from Warner Brothers that hits HBO Max, because they're going to be down, at least in a couple of months, approximately 70% of their workforce. It's pretty significant, but probably needed, not gonna lie. So yeah, that is what we have for follow-ups. Again, very specifically, I'm gonna go back to the actual point we're supposed to be talking about. Penguin is actually coming to the HBO Max platform, which also means that the Batman, the Matt Reeves Batman series is still continuing, though it seems that the Gotham PD series that ties directly into that is lost somewhere in the shuffle. If I can find some information on it, we will talk about that in a future episode. That is all we have for follow-ups. Let's get into trailers. We just got Rick and Morty trailer about season 4. Season 4 will be launching September 4th. I mean, if you haven't started watching Rick and Morty already, you're between seasons, so now is a fair time to start. You don't have a whole lot of time, though. A little under a month at this point, and you have to watch a lot of Rick and Morty to catch up, but it's possible. And it's worth a shot, because Rick and Morty's a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so that is all of the preamble for the section. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of TV streaming, and we're jumping out the gate, arms swinging. We've got Alien on Disney Plus. Presumably, the Disney-owned Alien franchise at this point is going to be series. This is not the news, this is just the catch-up bit, because I don't know how I missed this, but Noah Hawley, that's right, Noah freaking Hawley is going to be the showrunner. As I'm saying this out loud, I'm remembering we probably did talk about this on the show, because as I was reading it, it didn't sound familiar. But again, hearing myself say it, I believe we actually did cover this when it was announced. But still, Noah freaking Hawley is the showrunner for the Alien series, and apparently all of the scripts have been finished and turned in. That's not to say that they're going to go into pre-production just yet, though it's possible. More likely, though, they're going to get some notes from the studio and have to do some rewrites and so on and so forth, and then going to pre-production. But that does mean we are a little bit closer to seeing this Alien franchise, and I'm so excited because I love Noah Hawley. Those that don't know, Noah Hawley did the Legion, amongst other amazing things, but very specifically, the reason why I'm so excited about this is because he did Legion on FX, and that was phenomenal, and I'm super excited about this. Anyway, I'm going to keep gushing if we don't just move on. Starting our next piece is not super nerdy, just super noteworthy. After 57 years, that's right, almost 6 decades, because I can count, almost 6 decades on the air, on broadcast television, days of our lives, the soap opera that my older sister watched when we were kids religiously, is moving off of broadcast television. It's not been canceled, it's just moving over to Paramount Plus. Which is significant because I think this is one of, if not the last of the long-running soap operas. I remember a few years back, I think before we started doing the show, that I can't remember, General Hospital, I think, was the longest running soap opera, so long running that it was longer than television, because it started in radio. That got canceled after, huge dips in viewership. Well, it seems that Days of Our Lives is getting saved over to Paramount Plus once again. Peacock. Wow, not Paramount, Peacock. I'm sorry, NBC goes to Peacock because I can read my notes. My apologies. Scratch out all of those Paramount Pluses and insert Peacock and we're good. So that's what we've got for the regular stuff in TV streaming. Like I said, a little short, but let's get into suggestions for TV streaming. Our suggestion is, this is why I kept saying Paramount Plus, is because Beavis and Butthead is streaming on Paramount Plus. The new season, actually, if you want to, if you don't have Paramount Plus and before you go and try and find it through other nefarious ways, or, do it legit and get your Paramount Plus subscription, the first episode of the new Beavis and Butthead series is on YouTube for free. You can go watch it. It's totally worth a watch. It's absolutely ridiculous and freaking hilarious. I am a fan. I've been a fan of Beavis and Butthead since forever ago. Used to have the Super Nintendo game when I was a kid. It was the thing. And it looks like Mike Judge still has a bit of that magic left. It's not quite as perfect as the original series, but man, it's good. So go check it out. Beavis and Butthead, Paramount Plus. That's your suggestion. Once again, this has been just a brief segment from the larger episode that has been posted over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Go over there for the long-form content, or just subscribe here if you want it in bite-sized chunks. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. We'll see you in the next one. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.